This is Toasted and
Bloodrayne.
in the morning. We haven't done a morning show because, well, certain things have to happen before we do a morning show, and I guess that lots has happened since we covered the crisis. So, on topic this morning, I gotta pretty much try to keep track of what we're doing. But
Yeah.
we're going to talk about what's going on in Seattle, the Chaz Zone in Seattle, the COVID 19. Oh, and you recently came across some interesting topics related about the COVID 19 regarding. I can't. Steroids. We'll get into that towards the end of the show. Come on, we got to save the good stuff. I'm sorry, people. But anyway, I'm going to throw the show over to Bloodrayne.
I swear I didn't do it. Oh, God. So we've got some massive problems going on with, what is it called now? Chaz?
Yeah, CHAZ, known as Chop. Chop Seattle is currently a hashtag on Twitter right now. It's so Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone is what they're calling it.
Autonomous zone. Well, it would be autonomous if it wasn't so segregated right now.
It's segregated. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you want coexistence, right? But the fact of the matter is you've got your different populations, people who are rich, people who are poor, trying to coexist, but yet in their own high school class, whatever crap you want to actually call it now. It's like the sports jocks are dealing with the sports jocks, the cheerleaders are dealing with the cheerleaders, and the nerds are basically going, what am I supposed to be doing now?
Wait. So it's like high school. Holy crap. I bet they got some good Wi Fi going on up there. Anyway, you have the floor.
Wi-Fi. I'd love to get some people out there. Been trying to find out if we can find anybody that we know within the Toasted Net to get real info, because sometimes it's the net is fine and sometimes the net is not fine. I just noticed the other day we had a massive internet outing with our cell phones for no reason.
No, that was happening all across the country, and we.
Nope, 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 nope. Gotta look at the mappage.
I
Gotta look at
did.
the mappage.
I did.
My state was basically red zone. It was the dead zone. And Seattle and California was dead zones. I couldn't e- I couldn't even post news, do my actual work on Toasted Webs because of it. My Facebook page was blank. And most of my texts to like friends and whatnot got bounced back. Because it's
Wait.
yeah.
You can't say it was your area too because I texted my friend and he was like 5 feet from me and he never got my text. It was fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, and and the thing is that they didn't have one of the companies, which was Boost. Boost was also a company that was getting attacked.
Wait. Attacked. What? Wait. What? What? What's the 411 on that? Do we know exactly what happened?
Um, well, due to the fact that a lot of unemployment's been going on, people have been using their cell phones to try to. This is serious. This is serious, man. They were trying to file their unemployment because they're still able to get the unemployment checks due to their jobs still not being open. And it's really hard because there are still some district bus drivers that drive kids who still don't have their unemployment. So there are actual people, Toast, that are trying very hard to get online and to go through their cell phones to file their unemployment. So that bombards the system, bombards the grid. But then you've also got family members trying to contact family members in COVID-stricken areas. And then you have your rioters doing massive damage in some places.
Wow.
Oh,
Well,
have you been hearing about the lynchings?
what lynchings? What is the definition of lynching?
Lynching, the definition of lynching, if you learn from your history books back in school, how they used to take people off the streets, and it was a particular race. It was a mocha color race. And they would hang them. They would take you out and hang you. Lynchings also means the death of somebody who is different. They used to do it back in the Salem witch trials. Those were actually known as lynchings. When they found you falsely charged, stupid charges brought up against you, and they would stone you. They would take a door, an actual door, and put stones on it to have you compressed. They would hang you. That's another lynching. They would throw stones at you and basically hunt you down. So there's been a couple lynchings. Oh gosh, it ran across my news feed. I couldn't read the story, but I had to post it on Toasted because it's 2020 and we've got this shit going on. We've got people who basically don't like you, and I'm dealing with it, who don't like you because you're different, don't like you because you're not their religion, don't like you because your mama dresses you funny. You know?
So basically,
Let's see what.
like racial stereotyping just because of the clothes you wear, not just because of your skin color. It's because of what you wear. Speaking of wearing stuff, you know what I saw come out of that Chaz zone? Saw
What?
this guy was running down the street butt naked, telling the world his kids need to be naked. What the fuck is this guy's problem, man?
Oh, that sometimes happens. I mean, you got to think about this. Many people spent 3 months in complete lockdown due to COVID-19.
Cabin fever much?
Well, see, now, cabin fever, that can happen if you're not used to cold weather. And if you've never had to deal with it, I suggest you not do it. But if you're somebody who has dealt with it, boy, you've got some resilience. I should be knocking on some wood because I've got a lot of resilience, huh?
All right, so moving on. We have the second wave of. We can always backtrack our topics, and it doesn't matter because you know what? It's the toast.
We're toasted, and we basically are trying to cover every aspect that people know. Because not many people want to go, oh, this is just another fake news outlet. Fake news, fake news, fake news, fake news. Guess what? Wake the fuck up. Excuse my language, but seriously.
Wait. Is it fake news if I just randomly grab somebody's nuts and squeeze and they feel pain? Is Is the pain fake pain? Is it fake news that they are feeling pain at that point? I just want. I know I'm going there, but you know what?
It's time to Deadpool. And basically do a Mrs. Doubtfire and say hello.
So,
But I mean, we've got COVID-19 numbers skyrocketing again due to the protesters. Granted, we want change. But if you're going to do a three-man cell, do a three-man cell and don't stand near other people. Please. Close to the mic. Is this close enough? Can you hear me now?
sorry, doing a little directing in the background.
I feel like I know. I'm the one being on the spotlight, which is fine. I don't mind because this is part of my work, and I haven't done it in a hell of a long time. But
directing and producing is what I do. You can ask her. I do a lot of directing more than I do producing.
yeah, I'm the one that's talking. He's the one that's behind the soundboard, literally. But here's the thing that gets me. Anyone else know of any other states that are getting MREs?
All right, for layman's terms, for those of us that don't know, well, I do, but speaking for those who don't, MRE.
MREs are already prepared meals.
Are you talking like field ration?
Yep.
Okay, yep. I think we're all on the same page.
So there are, excuse me, I was starting to lose my voice. My sinuses are pretty bad right now. There are a couple New England states, due to the fact that some of these states do not have Costco's, Sam's Club, or BJ's, which is your big box outlets.
Wait, they don't have blowjobs? What? Where?
Hey! Hush it, Peanut Gallery, seriously.
Where?
Yeah. Laugh it up, fuzzball. So, due to the fact that these states do not have these warehouse foods where you can go and buy your foods in bulk buys, there are government agents, government agents as in your military fields, and vets. Most of this is donated food coming in to feed elderly families in need to keep the New England states, which is Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and New York, fed. Now, we all know from many of the news outlets that poultry farms have been catching on fire. Meat, like your beef, is basically being sold to other countries. Let me repeat myself. If you do have a Sam's Club in your state and you are wondering why you do not have any meat, thank your government for that shit. What's the matter? Something caught your eye. Before COVID hit, there's been turkey farms that had to cull their products because they were contaminated with a bird flu. Oh, and let's not forget the chicken and the duck. Those were also. Oh, and there's been more poultry farm fires in your states that have farms. On top of that, not everybody can go out and plant their food because we've had a storm in Michigan. Boom! Michigan. What happened in Michigan? Come on, people. What happened before the protests? What happened?
I wasn't paying attention. What happened?
4 dams broke in Michigan, flooding Flint and all of the other areas through there, sending many farmlands into a massive disaster. Oh, come on, Toast. You should remember this. We were on this.
Uh, uh, I'm not joking around when I say this, people, but I've had a few mini strokes since then, and you're gonna have to refresh my memory.
All right. So about let's see what back in April, remember we had those severe rains that were going on in Michigan, and the first dam broke because it was considered unfit, and it
Ah,
broke anyways.
damn it!
Uh huh. Now he remembers.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I'm still watching videos that are coming out about aftermath and rebuilding from that, and they be the same.
There's
Just like
there's
this COVID outbreak, it's never gonna be the same.
nothing's going to be the same. Nothing's ever going to be the same. I mean, there's still elderly people in Michigan trying to still get their medications. Families who have lost their homes still. And everybody forgot about that. Everybody forgot about that when the protests started.
Oh, wait a second. Wait. What was it? Hold on. Well, I'm gonna have to switch it back to COVID for a second. But last week
Oh, yeah.
I heard that there was I don't know which country this was in, but there was a guy's sewer that had like a gap in it or something, and it was spreading the shit around, and now we have what we've been suspecting all along since January. And yes, people, we've been on top of this since January, and she'll go into that in just a second. Give her a second. Uh, but we have our first documented case of fecal transmission, and
Nope,
yes,
nope, 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 nope. The fecal transmission was in mainland China.
but it's been documented now.
Oh, it's been documented now because they didn't have all the information like we did, derp. Just like the fact the Italians actually cracked open a deceased body to find out how bad COVID-19 was when they weren't supposed to.
Oh, wait a second. Here's the deal. Uh, I saw somebody recently had a lung transplant because of COVID-19. Their lungs were fucked up.
Yeah, COVID-19 is basically a severe pneumonia, which is bacterial. Bacterial. It grows. It's fungi-like. So when you crack somebody open, even a cancer patient, it's the same damn scenario. You crack somebody open with cancer, it grows. You crack somebody open with COVID-19, it grows. COVID-19 is a perfect bioweapon of mass destruction because it contaminates everything. Instead of actually embalming bodies, they're basically cremating them. So you don't really know if your family member died of a heart attack or if they were really infected with COVID-19. Would you like them to actually crack your family member open to find out the truth?
It's disgusting. Ooh,
Think about it.
ooh, cringy.
Think about it. And from what Toast and I know, from all the stuff that we've had to read and all the stuff that we've had to see, the lungs are actually slimed more than normal. People are drowning. Oh, they're drowning. And the ventilators are doing it. Because what's ventilation air being pressed into your body? What's that CO2? It's cold air, right? What happens when you have a germ? Toast, what happens when you have a germ in a petri dish?
Well, from everything that I've done with petri dishes, it gets bigger.
Mm-hmm. And take a good look at what we had when we had those ships get infected. What were those ships?
You have to refresh my memory. The Diamond Prince.
The ships, the Diamond Princesses, all the Carnival cruise ships. What were those ships? They were what? Petri dishes.
Oh my God, that's.
Well, think about it. You have mass people on a ship, stuck on a ship. The air is either pressed air that's not being filtered correctly. So basically, if they weren't recycling the water, if they had to dump the waste out from the ships, from people's poop and pees, it went where? Where did it all go? Do ships actually carry filtration systems like we do here in the States for our sewage? Think about what's going on, people. You really think your public swimming pool is a great place to go, or lakes and stuff like that? I'd rethink about that just a little bit. Summer's here. People want to go swimming. You get the wrong person into the water system, and guess what? What happens when you have an invasive species?
Well, here's the deal: lakes and stuff. If COVID can survive underwater, like I think it can. Wait a second. Didn't a beluga whale get COVID-19 or some shit?
Actually, beluga whale is part of the COVID-19 family. We all, when you really look at it scientifically wise, we all have a COVID. It's just not being weaponized yet. Oh, wait. 23andMe already weaponized us. Oops. Oh, yeah. People keep forgetting that little tidbit information over with mainland China. And, ooh, ran across some things, too. I was doing research. My head hurts because of sinuses. But 23andMe was only a couple miles away from the P4 in mainland China. The Wuhan factory that they actually destroyed. I mean, come on, people. The only thing that they haven't done to us so far yet is sealed us in like China.
Well, something tells me that might come sooner than later. There ain't gonna be a vaccine. Oh, okay. Well, we're getting into that part of the show that I just accidentally reminded myself. So, COVID-19, you are on the pulse. Go ahead.
Oh, the pulse? Really? I'm on the pulse?
You're closer to the information than anyone has gotten in your state. You're on the pulse. So, tell us, what do you know?
Well, let's see. The Republicans in the House of Representatives here in PA lied and flubbed about the numbers of COVID-19.
Okay,
Because, how do I know this? Well, geez, one of our Democrats went off on the Republicans because the Pennsylvania House has basically got COVID-19. That means that all the
Hey.
Democrats that means that all the Democrats had to call their family when they found out and say, I can't come home. We have to get tested because the Republicans lied and didn't say they had COVID-19. And here's the thing. They want us Americans to do our civic duty and report in if we have COVID-19, yet they're not doing the same thing. I mean, how has it been going on your end, Toast? Has your state been doing that too?
Yeah, actually, there's a hotline for COVID-19. Um, the the state has been holding, actually, rather, the county's been holding uh, drive-in testing. All you have to do is call up there, and it's 2 hours in the morning. So they've boosted up testing.
Oh, do you know that they stopped boosting testings here in PA? They took down the Mohegan Sun testing.
Well, we'll get into that. We'll get into that in a second. But uh, yeah, they're holding it. Holding in fact, there's like one tomorrow. I'm thinking about going getting tested. Make sure, cause uh, I don't mind talking about what's going on with me in certain cases because you know what, the medical system doesn't believe me at this point. So maybe you, the listener, might make your own decision. But my co-producer here has been watching. Well, we've been pretty much, we'd be taking the shower together with a wall in between us, chatting
Yep.
about the day. It's basically what how close that we are. We're close, but we're not that close, if you know what I mean. Anyway, my co-producer has been witness to me having freaking mini strokes and little micro seizures that come and go uh, over the past what 6 8 months. No, it's got to be
Yeah.
6 months.
Something like that. Let's see. We started doing the whole. Well, let's see. We started doing the Australian fires back in December, and then about mid-January, we started noticing a little virus that everybody.
Wait. In 2 days, it's going to be 6 months.
Oh crap! Seriously?
Yeah, I've been keeping track.
Aw, in that tweet, he's been keeping track.
But anyway, uh, you
Anyways, he's also been severely sick. And there's been a couple times where we had to share some info with some other people because of the fact that we didn't know if the owner of Toasted Webs was going to be down for the count.
yeah, me.
Which it's been it's been uh it's been rocky because the fact is he's an essential worker. So essential workers have a very hard time and they don't get paid enough in my eye.
Well, as an essential worker, way back when all those problems were going on, you have to excuse my phone, people. Um, the place where I was being employed, and I hope uh, people out there are listening right now. Uh, there was some very severe safety violations going on.
Health hazards.
We're not gonna go into it because the their damn social media policy violates my First Amendment, but I ain't going into it very much. But my co-producer knows all about it,
Yep.
and I have some documented evidence on my phone as well.
Yep.
So
And he shared it with me, so it's gone, to the right people, and they'll be in safekeeping in case somebody tries to screw them over.
Right. And and, and one of the things I got tired of was, um, it, when you get legitimately sick, and not to mention that my co-producer here has witnessed to me. You know, you, you, you know what? I'm just gonna say it. I get out there and I like to work. I get out there and I like to do a quality job at whatever I do.
Yeah.
When I'm sick, I don't like being sick.
Nope. And let's just say he's been sick enough where I've actually had to tell him to go to the ER.
Yeah.
He don't like it. He's a big wussy when it comes to ER. So you don't want
No,
to
no, no, no.
go.
I am capable of doing that now, but when certain documents get falsified uh,
Yeah.
about certain things,
Mhm.
I wonder what that hissing sound is. I can't put my finger on it. Things like that. But I'm wondering if my health problems may have gotten worse from, being employed there and trying to uh, survive. So not only I can keep a roof over my head, because yes, I've been homeless, and I've even brought you the news on my page while I've been homeless. You
Yep.
people. So I'm gonna go ahead and end my uh, chat
Rant.
right there, my little rant. So the information that you have on COVID, because somebody, we're not gonna even describe, but you were able to get a hold of some numbers, right?
Yeah. Numbers are being lied. Uh, Accounts with COVID-19 is actually higher because the fact that testing. Here's the thing: some of the states that have counties that are going into the yellow zone and into the green zones really shouldn't be going into those zones. They're still red zones. Um, because not all the testings were brought back in. Because you got to think, how many people in a state that have COVID-19, that could possibly have COVID-19 and have been waiting for weeks to get those results back? Those results are coming back, and oh my God, they are high. Even states who are green states finally are getting their numbers back from their lab tests, and they are not really green states. I mean, just like the fact that most of the Pennsylvania people who went on their Jersey vacations, derp, they've been sick.
I'm wondering, right? I'm wondering if this whole thing wouldn't have gotten exposed like it has been by Stranger Than Fiction News and us and other people like us. I wonder I, if they were gonna like release another virus to even do more damage than this. That's
Oh,
what I'm
oh,
wondering.
oh, honey, please. Do you really need to stick a fucking, excuse my language, a cotton swab up into your nasal passage and dig it to get
You dig it?
digums to actually find out if you have COVID-19? Wouldn't it have been smart to actually take a blood sample? I mean, how do people get treated for streptococcus? How do people get tested for having meningitis? You do not need to stick a cotton swab up your nasal passage for any good freaking reason.
Um, out of all the testing done over the period of whatever time frame that you want to use, uh,
Hmm.
it's been a blood sample. It's been a spit sample. Let's stick it in your throat and see if you have strep throat. Let, let, let's, sneeze on
Listen,
this.
listen,
Wait.
listen.
Sneeze on this or pee on that or shit on this and send it off to the lab and then this is what you got. Why can't we do it like that? We have to go gold mining.
All right. So think of your DNA testing. What do you need to actually do your DNA testing? You need to what? Scrape the inside of your mouth, right?
Right. I mean, and there's simpler. There's even different methods of getting DNA. I mean, they've been doing this for like what 15, 20, 25 years.
Nope, 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 nope. That's totally wrong. They've been doing it for a very long time because when you're born, they check your DNA. How old am I? How old am I?
Wait. So you've been telling me that this DNA stuff.
Hmm.
Let me slow down. Don't ever have many strokes. Anyway, this DNA hocus pocus trocus was generated by Project Paperclip.
No, it was Hocus Pocus brought to you by Project Paper Shredder. Yes. No, think about it. We get our DNA tested for genetic differences when we are babies. What do you think that pinprick on the bottom of your kid's foot is for? Oops, I think I stumped the toast. They have been collecting our DNA since they were able to blood test. Spanish flu.
What do we know about the Spanish flu other than it was like as bad as COVID-19, if not worse?
The Spanish flu was scientifically made in a biolab.
What year was the Spanish flu?
I think it was 18 something or something like that. I'd have to do my
So you're
history again.
telling me they had biotechnology in the 1800s?
Uh, was it the 1800s or was it the 1800s was the bubonic plague crap. Oh yeah, it was the 1800s. That's bubonic plague.
Yeah.
Bubonic plague is not a natural virus. It was concocted in a lab.
Hold on.
Look it up. It was concocted. He's just staring. All right, so many of your massive viruses, massive illnesses have been concocted in a lab because there have been times, there have been decades where there's been nothing. But take your smallpox. How did smallpox happen?
All right, rewind for a second.
No.
I gotta bring some. I gotta read a bunch of shit here. Taxonomy, the science of identifying and classifying organisms, above all naming, classification, grouping and naming organisms based on shared similarities, systematics, a, a branch of biology that seeks to classify biodiversity using everything known about an organism to understand its evolutionary relationship to other organisms. 4th
Mhm.
century before Christ, BC, age of astronomy, or I know I'm saying that wrong, but when you have dyslexia, there's not much you can do. Hold on, hold on. Let's see it.
4th century BC, age of Aristotle. No modern technology used senses to observe. -2 main divisions: plants, edible versus inedible animals, blood versus bloodless, method of locomotion.
Anyway, that actually worked. So there you go on that one. The 1500s and the 1600s, age of exploration.
Mhm.
Extensive travel to the New World. Sudden increase to collect and classify as much as possible. Many
Mhm.
new discoveries, discovered organisms. Folk taxonomy is the rule, free for all, long descriptive names. One organism has many names. Many organisms have the same name. Folk taxonomy, and for those out there who are actually paying attention and trying to comprehend, I'm going to spell this out to you. It's Taxonomy. So anyway, developed in the 1500s, free for all, long names. One organ. That was my computer, everyone, not yours. One organism that has many names. Many organisms that have the same confusing. It is confusing.
Mhm.
Okay, now 1700s, age of. I'll have to hit the play button. Give me a second.
1700s, age of
Mhm.
Carolus Linnaeus. Father of modern biological classification. Standardized classification originated binomial nomenclature, genus-species classification based on phonetics. Standardized naming solves folk taxonomy problem equals common language, one name for each organism. Linnaeus, Two Kingdoms, Plantae, Animalia.
Well, there you have it, folks. On that one, it's a mouthful. When you're talking science, I mean, this is why people are put through taking English, and one in school and two in college. This is exactly why. So, because you're speaking basically another language when it comes to science. I don't care if it's in English or not. Here we
Actually, it's
have
Latin.
Latin. I speak very little Latin, apparently. Anyway, standard classifications by. I'll just play this and then I'll pass the floor back because I've pretty much lost my patience with my dyslexia. Anyway, playing this and I'll throw the floor back.
Standardized classification. By Carolus Linnaeus, binomial nomenclature established hierarchical naming brought to specific prof, domain, kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species.
And you have the floor. Go ahead.
So basically, you're looking at different time periods that have exploration and so on and so forth. But if you look back in history, when was the last plague? Around Christ.
So we have these pinky in the brain, evil little people that get it, that were bullied in some way, shape, or form, couldn't conform to society, other way, shapes, or forms, couldn't couldn't quite make it get into the freaking lab and say, "Ooh, today we're gonna try to create this vicious freaking virus and try to take over the world." Well, ha 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 ha! You have the floor.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, it's almost like the certain entities that are in the news a lot that should be brought up on um, depopulation of the human race. A certain particular company, now my dyslexia is actually coming in. Um, Computer company, biotech company, GMOs.
Wait, hold on. Let's do some reverse psychology. I'm going to uh, give some real, I mean fake news here, and and the real, I mean fake news is that the Bill Gates Melinda Foundation, something about population control. Go ahead on this. I mean,
Fake news.
yeah,
Fake news.
that
Fake
yeah.
news. Fake news. Well, I mean, fake news. It's there was this fake Ebola outbreak, and then there was this fake polio vaccine that really fakingly ruined the reproductive organisms, fakingly, of most of the female populations over in Africa. Fakingly actually happened.
Wait, no, I don't think it did. It's got to be real. I mean, fake. Anyway, fake news. Yeah, there we go. Anyway,
I mean,
now that we've got that out of our system, now let's get into some real hardcore talk here. So, uh, uh, I don't know if we covered it. We might have earlier in the show. Uh, so the real cure for COVID-19 it is steroids.
yes, fun steroids. I actually fell upon it back in February and thought I was crazy.
Oh, where did you finally? I know being a toaster, because we're
Hmm.
toast webs. We have a way of thinking, and once we see something in the past, we generally just store it in our memory until we see it again. So you saw it come back again, and what did you see?
The new medications, which they are saying, they are stating, fake news, it's all fake news,
I thought it
that
was real.
people who have rheumatoid arthritis, asthma, and cancer, there's a certain particular medications. I can't remember the name, but I know it starts with a D. Uh, Steroid classifications, because steroids actually calm down your autoimmune system to keep it in check from flaring up. How do I know this? I have rheumatoid arthritis and psoriatic arthritis. And when your lungs, this is fake news, fake news, fake news. I'm going to go on about that. When your lungs are hard to breathe, steroid inhalers are used to clear your airways, to calm your Your breathing down, clear your airways from the mucus and phlegm because it dries it up. How do I know this? Well, fake news would have it you have people with asthma, and this is what you got to use. People with asthma also use inhalers from when they have allergic reactions because your airway, ta-da, close up.
Isn't it an ibuterol inhaler?
Yes, it is. Albuterol.
So you're telling me an ibuterol inhaler with, wait a sec, what is that? Steroids is the fucking cure for COVID.
It's not the cure per se for your whole body because it is in your bloodstream, but it will help the reactions to it. Because your airways being blocked is a reaction. It's a bodily function reaction to what is going on. But it's all fake news, man. It's all fake news.
Yeah. Fact checker's gonna have a field day on this.
No, it's all fake. Hey, no, not really. It's all fake news. You know, I mean, they can go and look up, Michigan College, Medical College, and they can go and look up Penn State College, Medical College, you know, so on and so forth, and still call it fake news. But hey, they also like to use USA Today for fact checking.
All right. Speaking of which, we got 7 minutes left in the show. I want to end the final segment, talk about fact checking and fake news. You'll probably know more than I have because, yes, way back, people, I'm not lazy when it comes to news. Sometimes I need to take a break from it, but lately, I have had time, and then on top of that, about 2 weeks ago, I was up and dealing with work, working hard. Tell you what, before I pass the floor back to you, I just want to say this: when you're out there trying to feed the people because they have money, of course, but still, it's everybody's got to eat. When your boss doesn't have any respect for you, looks down upon you, that's the hardest thing about doing that line of work. Anyway, I'm passing the floor to you. Go ahead. Fake news.
So we still have our indigenous tribes, our elder tribes of the U.S., still needing PPEs, but not getting them. There are many crafters out there working their butt overtime, doing 3 different jobs. Being a parent, 3 jobs. Sorry, doing more than 3 jobs. Being a parent, being a teacher, being a crafter, and being a truth seeker. What you all need to do, and all need to understand, is you guys got to respect everybody, even your essential workers. If you see a postal service person, say thank you. If you see a UPS worker, say thank you. You see somebody who's working at Domino's, Pizza Hut, Sonic, Burger King, McDonald's, you get off your ass and you say thank you. Your gas station attendants, you say thank you. Because these are people who are actually trying to keep you guys fed, keep your mail going, keeping you to give you your packages, making sure that your gas station stays filled with gas. Don't forget to thank your doctors, because they're having the toughest job right now. And your nurses. Be respectful. And also on that note, those of you who are out there protesting, please, please, please. I understand we're trying to make a change. Please keep your kids safe and away from the protest. Right now is not a good time. Right now is not a safe time. We got to keep our kids safe. Things are getting way too out of hand. Yeah, I don't know if Toast can hear me. Final thoughts. Respect people. Be kind. Coexist. Don't be twat knockers. And please, if you see bricks on the road, do not throw them. Put them in the garbage or build a wall with people you have lost due to COVID, or lost due to riots or lynching. Do something constructive with the bricks and rocks. Don't riot. It's not getting us anywhere. We all want change. We want it for the better. How much more time do I've got to keep talking? Because it's all fake news.
Oh, don't worry. I'm looking for. I found it. Yeah.
I would be in the same position.
All right. I've got something to end the show with, and my final thoughts is, yeah, definitely. Don't bring your children to a protest. You're insane. Freaking. Some of those police don't care. Some of the police actually do their job, but most of those police don't care. They don't care who they pepper spray.
They don't care who
They don't care if you're. They don't care what color skin you have, what you're wearing, rich, poor. They don't give a fuck. If you're out there, they're gonna. I've seen it already. They don't give a fuck. They're gonna pepper spray you. Anyway. And with that, give me a second. I got a 2-minute clip that I want to play for y'all. And I'm going to call this one Creepy Biden.
I would be in the same position you're in, so I'm not even mad at you, baby. I'm feeling like fake news. This is the thing. I know people don't like Trump. I understand that. But let me tell you something. If I had to pick between him and Joe Biden, I'm not voting in Joe Biden. You want to see a bunch of black people go to jail by the next 4 years? Put Joe Biden in. Watch what happens. You want to see black men get killed substantially? Like you've never seen before? Put Joe Biden in and watch what happens. These Democrats, and I'm sorry to say this, I'm not trying to be racist, but they hate black people. These are the same people who fought to keep slavery in. These are the same people who built the KKK. These are the same people who hated us from the beginning. The Republican Party is the party of the blacks. Blacks free. The Republican Party is the only party that the black people actually assisted in finding. But all of that history has been torn away. People say, oh, there was this big switch. There was never a big switch. The Union won because we had grown in the industrial era. So we were able to get trains and get supplies back to our soldiers while the Confederate was still riding horses. They were not able to get supplies back fast enough, right? So what happened was once slavery was abolished in the South, the people in the South could no longer make their money from slaves. They had to move to the North to work in the industry to produce. And so the people in the North that already had established themselves in the industry moved to the South. And so that's where it was a transfer of people coming from the South to the North and people coming from the North to the South. There was never a big switch. So the same Democrats who hated black people from the beginning are the same ones who hate us now. And they use our cause. How did Black Lives Matter turn into something about LGBTQ? When blacks really don't support that. We're conservative. We're really not about that. Not only that, we don't support abortion. We're about workers. This is the black culture. We ain't never been about that. Not only that, we not about feminism.
No, we're not.
Black women marry their husbands and respect their husbands. That's what we on. We not on this, oh, I do what I want. We don't do that. That's not our community, and you would understand. I know you understand what I'm saying. Come on. We don't do that. But yet these people are hijacking our movement, and the Democratic Party, they're trying to hijack our stuff. No.
And that's all we have for you today. This is Toasted.
And Bloodrayne.
In the morning. It is 1:54 in the morning over here in Arizona, and it is, what time you got?
4:55.
So yes,
In the morning.
this is a morning show. And with that,
Yep.
I say peace.